Your hands start shaking. Your heart beats fast. You know the answer, but your mouth stays closed.
Why?
Why is speaking English so scary? You understand words. You study grammar. You practice alone. But when it's time to speak, fear takes control. And this fear is not small. It feels big,
Heavy.
powerful. But what if I told you something shocking? The fear you feel is not about English. It is about something much deeper. And today, everything changes. This story is not just about language. It is about confidence. It is about identity. It is about the silent battle inside you. Maybe you remember the first time someone laughed at your English. Maybe a teacher corrected you in front of the class. Maybe friends smiled in a strange way when you mispronounced a word. It was a small moment, but it stayed in your heart. From that day, something changed. You became careful. You started thinking too much before speaking. You checked every word in your mind. Is this correct? Is my grammar right? What if I say it wrong? And slowly you stop speaking. Not because you are weak. Not because you are bad at English. But because your brain started protecting you. It said, stay quiet. It's safer. Fear of speaking English is not about vocabulary. It is fear of judgment. Fear of embarrassment. Fear of looking stupid. But here is the truth. Everyone looks stupid in the beginning. Everyone. Even people who speak English fluently today, they were once beginners. They made mistakes. They forgot words. They said wrong sentences. But they kept speaking. So, what is the difference between them and you?
Courage.
Not perfect grammar. Not a big vocabulary. Courage. But wait. If courage is the answer, why does fear still feel so strong? Because fear is loud. It speaks fast. It tells you stories. It says, they will laugh. It says, you are not good enough. It says, you will fail. And the worst part? You believe it. You believe that one mistake means you are not smart. You believe that one wrong sentence means you cannot speak English. But what if fear is lying? Think about this. When a baby learns to walk, does the baby walk perfectly the first time?
No.
The baby falls. Again and again. Does the baby feel embarrassed?
No.
Does the baby say, maybe walking is not for me?
No.
The baby stands up again.
Why?
Because falling is normal. Learning is messy. Growth is uncomfortable. So, why do we expect speaking English to be perfect from day one? This is where everything changed for me. One day, I was in a room full of people. An opportunity came. They asked a simple question in English. I knew the answer. I knew it clearly. But my heart started beating fast. My mind went blank. I looked around. Someone else answered. It was not even a good answer.
But they spoke.
And I stayed silent. That moment hurt. Not because my English was bad, but because I did not even try. I lost the chance not because of language, but because of fear. And that night, I asked myself a painful question. What is worse, making a mistake or staying silent forever? That question changed everything. Making mistakes is temporary, but silence becomes a habit. If you stay silent today, you will stay silent tomorrow. If you stay silent tomorrow, you will stay silent next year. And one day, you will look back and say, I wish I had tried. No one wants that regret. So I made a decision. Not to be perfect, not to impress people, but to speak. Even if my voice shakes, even if my grammar is wrong, even if people judge me. Because here is the secret no one tells you. Most people are not thinking about you.
They are thinking about themselves.
They are worried about their own mistakes, their own problems, their own fears. You are not the center of their world. And even if someone laughs, so what? For a few seconds, They feel powerful. Then they forget. But if you stay silent, you remember forever. You carry that pain. You carry that regret. So I started small, very small. I spoke one sentence per day. Just one. Sometimes it was broken English. Sometimes it was slow. But I spoke. And something interesting happened. The world did not end. No one attacked me. No one stopped me. In fact, some people supported me. Some smiled kindly. Some said, "Good job." And slowly, the fear became weaker.
Not gone,
but weaker. Because fear loses power when you face it. If you avoid it, it grows. If you face it, it shrinks. But then came the real test. A bigger moment. A bigger audience. More pressure. This time, I could feel the old fear coming back. The shaking hands. The fast heartbeat. The voice in my head saying, "Don't do it." And for a few seconds, I almost listened. But then I remembered that night. I remembered the pain of staying silent. And I thought, I would rather speak badly than regret later. So I opened my mouth. The first sentence was not perfect. The second sentence was better. By the third sentence, something magical happened. I forgot about fear. I was focused on the message. And when I finished, there was silence. For 1 second, I thought, oh no. But then people clapped. Not because my English was perfect, but because I was brave. This was the climax. This was the peak moment. I realized something powerful. Confidence does not come before action. Confidence comes after action. Let me say that again. Confidence does not come before you speak. Confidence comes after you speak. You do not wait to feel ready. You speak, and then you feel ready. You do not wait to feel confident. You act, and confidence follows. This is the transformation. Fear will not disappear one day. It will not send you a message saying, "Okay, I am gone now." You must move while fear is still there. You must speak even when your voice shakes. Because courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is speaking with fear. And every time you do it, you build a new identity. You stop seeing yourself as bad at English. You start seeing yourself as someone who tries. Then as someone who speaks. Then as someone who can. This change is not only about language. It changes your whole life. You start raising your hand more. You start sharing ideas. You start taking opportunities. Because the real problem was never English. It was the story you told yourself. I am not good. I am not ready. I am not confident. But what if you change the story? What if you say, I am learning. I am improving. I am brave. Imagine your future self. Speaking clearly. Smiling. Sharing ideas without fear. That version of you is real. But it is waiting for one thing. Action. Small action. Daily action. Brave action. And yes, you will still make mistakes. You will forget words. You will mix grammar. But every mistake is proof that you are trying. Every mistake is a step forward. Every mistake is growth. Remember this. Fluency is not built in silence. It is built in messy conversations. It is built in uncomfortable moments. It is built in brave attempts. So the next time your heart beats fast, the next time your hands shake, the next time your mind says, stay quiet,
pause, take a breath,
and ask yourself, what is worse? One small mistake or a lifetime of silence? No one saw this coming. The biggest enemy was not English. It was fear. And the biggest solution is not perfect grammar. It is courage. You do not need to be perfect. You need to be brave. You do not need to impress everyone. You need to express yourself. You do not need to wait. You need to start
right now, today.
One sentence. That is enough. And one day you will look back and smile. You will remember the person who was scared to speak. And you'll feel proud. Because you did not give up. You faced fear. You spoke anyway. And you transformed your confidence. So, if this story feels like your story, if you see yourself in these moments, then this is your turning point. This is where everything changes.
Speak.
Even if your voice shakes.
Speak.
Even if it is not perfect.
Speak.
Because your voice matters. Your ideas matter. You matter. And if you are ready to grow, to build real confidence, and to become the person you know you can be, stay with this journey. Like this video. Subscribe to this channel. And watch the next video, because your transformation is just beginning. And this time you will not stay silent.